Welcome to Afri-Culture with yours truly, Larva McAfee, aka Nicole, with my special guest, Togbi Ngoyifia of Aflawu, Gakli, Grand Lomé, where we discuss Afri-Culture. It is all about Afri-Culture. Let's get it started. Hello, salut, indo, bonsoir, na messiami. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Afri-Culture. I thank you guys for being here. Once, first and foremost, like you guys know, I want to thank the Lord for bringing us back another Sunday, another session today. I am so grateful for Him. I am grateful for you watching us right now. I am grateful for His grace and His mercy. We are here again. I am submitting every second of this show, all of us on this show, and all of you watching, under His control. So we thank Him for what He's about to do. All right. Mia tombe akpena milo mia wisdom. Msom si anu so do ma oben komi. E we troya. Mdak bene we plomiva we troya. E msom si anu la si demne. Be ba kpiro mi anti ba no. E ba no tana nu si anu lo. Le Yesu Christo ben komi. Okay. Fifia. Today, guys, I am going to today show, as I told you guys, we're going to talk about the youth. We are dedicating today this show to talk about the youth because we spoke a lot about what is missing. We spoke a lot about the things that we enjoyed, things that we didn't enjoy so much on Siana. And I promised that this month I was going to end this month with Siana. And it's only fair that since we've been trying to improve our youth program, it is only fair that I bring the right people who are in front of the youth so that we can talk about that. So I have a very special guest, two special guests with me today. So we're going to dig into the youth and what is to expect. And then just talk to you guys and what they are needing from us. What are their thoughts? Their recommendations. We are going to talk about that and get to know them a little bit as well. So I just want to tell everybody when you join, please let us know where you're joining from. Put it in a comment. If you don't do it, I will not be able to see you. I will not be able to know that you are joining us so that I can recognize you. So give us a shout out. Let us know where you are joining from. If you have any questions for myself or my guests, I want you to please let us know. We can try to address it. If we don't get to it, we're going to get to it on the next show. But today we are going to, again, I'm going to dedicate today for Siana. And to next Sunday, I'm also going to I'm going to end the month with Siana as well. So with that being said, and I don't want this to go too long, I am going, my special guest today, I am going to introduce them. Before I introduce them, I'm going to show you who they are. You guys already know this, but my special guest, one of my special guests is ABLA, TOFFA, and then John AMAGLO. That is from, what is it? ABLA is from DC. We talked a lot about DC, AWA Association of DC. You guys saw the challenge. They are always on top. They always want to take the trophy all the time. They are hosting next year. And I have John, as you see. John is from Denver. John, they just hosted. I don't even think John even saw everything that happened because he was walking, he was driving, he was everywhere walking. I don't even think that he's seen everything that happened. So they are my special guests today. So I want to bring them in, and I stop you guys. I know you are enjoying some of the pictures I just showed you. And I want to make sure that you can see that. So John, unfortunately, we didn't take any pictures because he was so busy. But I love these pictures that I took with ABLA. I don't know why. I just love it. I wish I can print it out. But I wanted to share this, and I stop it in the middle. That's why I wanted to play it again so for you guys to see it. But I'm going to bring ABLA in, and she's going to introduce herself. And then I'm going to bring John in. So, guys, again, thank you very much for joining me. This is Afri-Culture. I am super grateful that you are here with me. I'm going to now introduce my guest. Nyato akpena mikakalo mena, John Kudo abla ola introduce wado koina mi ne mi do question da nde kuku mi bio mi so do commentaire mi parce que ne mi bio wa ne mi do commentaire mi wa nyem le janya be mi le kamo donc mi wo commentaire ne mi anya me ke mi nyalo. Enyo, merci beaucoup. So my special guest, my first guest, ABLA. Welcome to
Hi.
Afri-Culture. Thank you for being here. So I want you to introduce yourself to people who don't know you. I know almost everybody probably know you by now, but I want you to introduce yourself to people.
Okay, so my full name is actually Ahlimba Abla Tofa from the Washington, D.C. area. I was born and raised in the DMV properly. Um, I'm also the PRO for our Volta Dance Ensemble here in DC as well.
Okay. All right. So ABLA,
Mhm.
what part of Ghana, Benin, or Togo are you from?
So for Ghana, on my maternal side, my maternal grandmother were from Vuti, and then my paternal grandfather is from Adafianu. And then on my father's side, I'm from Aneho in Togo.
Wow. Okay. I know Togo. We talked about Togo, but I didn't realize it was a Neho. Okay. All
Yes,
right.
yeah, Aneho. So my first name is an Aneho name,
Yeah.
if I'm not
ABLA.
mistaken.
So
No,
ABLA,
Ahlimba. Abla's actually my
Ahimba.
middle name. Yeah, Ahlimba is
So,
my first name.
oh, that is the okay. So even
Yeah.
ABLA, you guys, and I think I did this on Chatting Monoko. I was telling you guys the name, our traditional names.
Mhm.
I like these names because when they tell you what they name, you can't even ask them what day were you born, right?
Yeah.
Because when they say Abla, you already know. So for her,
Exactly.
you are born on Tuesday. So
Yes.
Abla, Bladagbe. So
Yes.
Blada, and that is the Tuesday that we
Yes.
call Abla. All right.
Yeah.
So Abla, thank you very much for
You're
joining. I'm
welcome.
going to bring John so that John can introduce himself and then we can go from there.
Okay.
So John, you are on. John, those who do not know you, can you introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, sure. So my name is, or should I speak away? Unkonyenye John Yauchi Amaglo, and I'm going to mix it up because I'm not super fluent in
That's
the.
okay. That's okay. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Originally, I was born in Ghana, but then I also have my background from Togo. So in Ghana, my mother is from Peje, which is very close to Ho, and then
Hmm.
my dad is from Hohoi, and then from the Togo side, my dad is from Davie Tekpo, and
Wow. Okay.
mom is from Mwepe. I've been to all these places before, so but then for Togo, I was there when I was really really young. So
Uh,
it's been a while. I need to definitely go back and
yeah,
also.
you definitely have to go back.
Yeah, so
Okay.
unfortunately, I don't speak the French, but because at least I speak the Ewe, so that's good.
That's good. That's good. At least you have one out of all the two of them, right?
Yes,
Okay, so
yes,
that's
and I
good.
currently live in Denver, Colorado. I've been here for the past 12 years.
12 years. Okay. And you are one of our hosts that you are part of the hosting us, right?
Yes, yes. So
You are
we
our
just
host.
hosted the current Sienna that just passed. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So John, do you have a, like ahoy call as you are?
Unfortunately, uh, no.
Your dad
I'll say Yaoche, but Yao is just the name the day I was born, which is Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
So my big brother is Yao. Or so because of that, I was giving Yaoche, so the younger Yao. So that
You are the younger Yao. So
yeah,
that's Thursday. That's what we were talking about. So Yao Dagbe. Yao
yeah,
that is Thursday. So Yao, that means Thursday. Okay. All
exactly.
right. So you were both born on Thursday.
No, I think Abla is Tuesday, right?
No, no, I'm talking about you and your brother.
Oh yes, 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 yes. My
Yeah.
brother was Thursday, and I was born on
Mhm.
Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. So good to see you guys both. So grateful that we are all representing both Ghana and Togo right here.
Yeah.
Because I was also born in Ghana. but from originally my parents from Togo. So I grew up there, but obviously we have the dual citizenship, as you said. So that's good representation today. So I thank you guys very much for joining me today, and I just wanted to put a disclaimer out there. As we are on here, we want to be transparent. I'm just letting you know, just be comfortable. We are not here to judge anybody. We are not here to bring anybody down. We are here to talk about what can we do to make our youth program better. Not just the
Absolutely.
youth program better, but Siana and what we do. So I just want your honest opinion. So again, it's just what we are doing this so that we can learn from it, right? We are learning from this. We are not judging anyone. We are not putting anybody down. So I want you to be comfortable. This is stress-free, judgment-free zone. So let's be free and just have it, okay, and have fun and be comfortable. All right. So thank you so very much, guys, again for joining us in Dak Binami. So we have introduction, and you told us what part that you were coming from. So John, I wanted to ask you, how did you think? I know you were busy. You didn't get to enjoy any of the things. I feel like that. Like in Atlanta, I can even tell people. So I know you didn't get a chance to really see everything that had happened, but I know for now you heard things and you've seen things. You've seen videos. How do you think you guys did as a host?
So I'll probably be a little biased because we hosted, but again, my bias is probably a very honest bias.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel we did a really great job with
Mm-hmm.
hosting, considering that we got thrown a curveball at the last minute
Mm-hmm.
of this programming. I don't know if you guys have heard, but then we had already negotiated and gotten a venue and hotel and all that for a couple of years, maybe 3-4 years. And about a year to Siena, the hotel was bought out by the state. So that became a problem for us. Now we had to scramble to find a new place, and it was
Mm-hmm.
not really easy. So yeah, we got thrown to Loveland by, based off of the contract that we already had. And
Mm-hmm.
Loveland was about 45 minutes to our current airport. So
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
was something that really threw a big wrench in our plans. But
Mm-hmm.
I think overall we were able to make transportation available for people. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I was one of the drivers. I was not supposed to be a driver, but I ended up being one of the people who had to be transporting people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely made it work out. We picked up people. We had people wait for a little bit sometimes, and we had
Mm-hmm.
to complain. But overall, I feel the transportation worked out really well.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the programming that I was able to be a part of, I think execution was flawless.
Mm-hmm.
Chieftaincy event was a great one. I think this was our first ever Derby of Chiefs, and it really went really well. People enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
it. We had a fashion show which was executed by the young people.
Yes.
I don't know if to call it a youth fashion show, because we had some people who, by definition, are not really youth.
Yes.
They executed that very
Mm-hmm.
very well. In terms of food, I think, I mean, you were there yourself, so you definitely
Mm-hmm.
be able to tell the food was really great.
Mm-hmm.
Service was definitely great. There may be some room for improvement, but I think overall people were
Mm-hmm.
able to get food to eat.
Mm-hmm.
The breakfast was on point as well. It's just that sometimes there were lines, but then that happens when you have to like prepare food for people according to
Yeah.
their order.
Right.
But overall, I think programming went great. The execution was great.
Mm-hmm.
Our ladies in the kitchen definitely killed it.
Mm-hmm.
They all their sacrifices worked out, and
Yeah.
we don't really have a big team here in Colorado, but I think
Mm-hmm.
for catering to our 500 people, I think
Mm-hmm.
we did a great job.
Thank you very much. And I will agree with you. I don't know if you seen my report. But I agree with you. I did not know about the throw ball. I did know about what had happened with the hotel, but the fact that I sometimes I say that there's a reason for everything. You know what I mean? Because the hotel choice is one of the top thing everybody's talking about. You know what I mean? So whatever happened, it led to you guys going to, Embassy Suite, and Embassy Suite turning out to be the best, one of the best choices for Denver. So I just say that everything happens for a reason. So even though it was stressful for you guys to find another venue, there was a reason for that. So I have taken my hat out to you guys for that choice. I did that and I'm doing it again in front of you. And I also praise you guys, even in I started praising you guys about the transportation, even at the airport. I started doing that at the airport. So I think you guys done a great and an awesome job with transportation, because again, at the last minute, and it's about an hour away. And you guys made sure that nobody was left. Yes, people had to wait, but it only makes sense. It only makes sense. So people had to wait because it's far. And then you have to go from terminal to terminal, because Denver, the airport is like the second largest, in the world. So it was a lot that you guys have to do, and you did it flawlessly. And I know that you guys have about 15 drivers and only one was paid. And all of you got in there, even Abla. When I was leaving, even Abla, like 2 o'clock in the morning, my flight was at 5 a.m. in the morning. Abla was like, she was up with her, her, what is it? Your cover. She was covering, she has her pajamas. She has her blanket on. And she came outside and she was getting people to lock. And even when the van was full, she has to drive a full divine truck to follow us with people. So I'm just taking my hat out to you guys that you've done a great job with transportation. Nobody was left and nobody missed their flight. So you did it incoming and outgoing. Everybody's flight was so weird. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Can you imagine? Like my flight was 5 o'clock in the morning. I remember If Willie also had to he had to drive one of the van. He drove us. He was leaving the same time as I was, 5 a.m. But he drove the van, he dropped us off, and he had to go and leave the van, turn it in, and so that he can come back to his gate. So I am taking my hat out to you guys for transportation, for hotel, and you talked about food. For food as well. And I only was able to eat one time, the catering only one time, but it was still good. I enjoyed it. It was fresh, and everybody was just welcoming. Everybody was nice. You know how you go to get kenke, you ask them, can I have extra kenke, like medekuku out? I heard that before. Somebody you ask for extra kenke or extra sounds like medekuku out. I'm like, huh? But I did not see any of that. I'm just saying that as to be funny, but I appreciate the ladies. Especially Sister Maggie. I don't know, Margaret, I think Sister Maggie.
Yeah.
That's how I call her. She was managing everything, and no matter what I see her, no matter how I see her, she has her apron on. She was always happy and she was always smiling, even with all the stress and everything going on. So I'm taking my hat out to you guys. And of course, like you said, it is not perfect. Nothing is perfect. That's why we are growing. Sienna wasn't like this 10 years ago, right? So we are growing, we are learning, so we are getting back up, we're falling, and we're learning from the things that needs improvement. So I thank you for this feedback, and you've done a great job giving this feedback. At the same time, you also recognize that, there are places, things that we need to improve. There will be things that we need to improve. That's the whole point, right? So thank you very much for that. Taking my hat out to you, and you yourself personally, for all the great job that you have done. And you were running around everywhere. You were running around doing everything. So thank you. And thank you guys for having us. I have always said that the best guest, to make a guest happy, hospitality, you feed them well, and you give them good music. Give them good music. So that's that. I will say that the music fell short for me, because a lot of us felt as we needed more music, but you guys did your best. So I'm going to bring Abla back, so we can chat with Abla for a second. So
And also,
Abla,
just not to cut you short, but I want to definitely praise Abla for definitely driving, because Abla actually ended up driving a van, I believe, one day, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
drove the vans,
Yeah.
and it was something she was not very comfortable, but she actually did
She
it. So,
did it. Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
all those who definitely helped us with transportation, we really appreciate. And
You're welcome.
in terms of the planning, we had all these great people doing the job. I'll say FO Divine, he
Mm.
was
Yeah.
sleepless and all that.
Yeah.
Joshua, our president. We had so many.
Mhm.
I may skip names, but
Yeah. If you
definitely.
start calling names, you're gonna skip
No,
names.
there
So
were,
you don't want to do
definitely great people who put like things in the background for their front end to work smoothly. So
right.
Mhm.
I'll
Right.
say.
Yeah. That's nice of you to do that. So Abla, what do you think? Short version of how you feel.
I think
What do you think?
the Colorado did a really good job considering that they're a small but mighty team.
Mm-hmm.
They did a really good job. I think also there were a lot of things I think we implemented this year to stay organized that I
Right.
think also helped, and and also Colorado was also very receptive to the help as well.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think that's also really important as well. So there was they did a good job. They did a really good job. I think despite everything, because my thing is when something goes wrong, it's how you resolve it.
Right. Right.
And when it came to resolution, I think Colorado we were on point with everything. So there were some things that happened that I don't think anyone even knew that it went
Mm-hmm.
wrong.
It
So
happening.
when
Yeah.
something like that happens, I think then you've done a really good job. So I
Right.
think so. My hats off to Colorado as well.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So, Abla, how old were you? I know a lot of people, even before I started going to Siena, I heard about you, right? They tried to tell me about you. You were born
Oh,
in Siena. You were born in Siena. So,
um,
is that true? You were born in Siena. I
I was.
mean, you
They
grow up
didn't birth
in
me in Siena, so I'm older than Siena. I can say that. So if you want to do the math, I'm old. I'm technically older than Sienna, but I do remember like like the first. I mean, I probably just thought it was like a party we were going to,
Uh-huh.
um, but what the first yeah, I pretty much
How
grew
old
up
were
going
you?
to
Do you
Sienna.
remember how old you are at your first Siena?
I was probably about 8, 7, or
Okay.
somewhere between 7 or 8 years old. Yeah, so I
Okay.
was pretty young. Yeah, because yeah, at the time I didn't know I was at Sienna, but it was Sienna.
It was Siena.
Yeah.
So have you been to every Siena since? How
No, I
many
haven't been to every Sienna.
can you count how many you've been to?
Ooh, if I have to count,
You can think about it and we can bring you back later
yeah.
to remember.
So I would, yeah, I have to come back to it. But
Okay.
I haven't gone to all of the Siennas though. No,
Yeah. Okay.
I definitely have to count.
Yeah. And you are not just a member of a way because you like technically you were born, you grew up through Siena in Siena, because of obviously your parents, but you are also part of CPC, correct?
Yes, I am. I'm part of the planning committee.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Um,
Your role, what you like most about it,
so,
you know?
well, what I like the most is being able to contribute to, the programming of Sienna and bring some ideas, try to be innovative and
Mhm.
whatnot. My role with Sienna is my role with the CPC is I'm the CPC secretary.
Okay.
Um, so I do their meeting minutes. I translate it from OA into English somehow.
Good, good, good.
Even though I do not speak any OA whatsoever, I somehow managed to be able to produce minutes. And so far, no one has.
Technology is working for
Yeah,
us.
technology.
There
Yeah,
you
if
go.
we weren't recording our meetings, it would be challenging. I would
Yeah.
miss everything. So I have to watch it a few times and get the minutes. And so far, no one has said that what I copied is completely opposite of what was said. So I think
Okay, that's good.
I think I'm doing okay.
That's good. That's good.
So it gives me an opportunity to also learn the language as well too. So I think that's
Right.
a personal benefit from being in that place. But yeah, I mean, I just enjoy being able to at least be a contributing person to the overall Sienna program and to the
Okay.
LLM.
Okay, that's good. What is the least part of you being a CPC member?
My least favorite part
Yes, your least
is
favorite.
working with stubborn elderly people. Our culturally, our people can be, I think, stuck in our ways, and I'm sure when I get older, the younger people will also say the same thing about me as well. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I'm sure.
um
I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So I'm when I go through these things, I'm mindful. I'm like, those who are coming after me are going to say the same thing. So remember how you
Remember
feel
you
right
said
now,
this.
so
Yes,
that way
yes.
you don't treat someone this way too.
Right,
So
right, right.
um it can be challenging at times. I think especially like the season we're in now, just in the States. I think uh, women working with other leaders and whatnot, the usual things that come up and whatnot, are
Right.
some factors. But for the most part, I think, I think that's probably my least favorite part, just when the stubbornness kicks in. But
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the most part, it's pleasant.
Yeah. Okay. And then that's one thing that we can all say as challenge, no matter where you go nowadays, as a woman, as a young woman, getting involved with, an organization or group that has been there, done it that way. And it's always, even in our jobs, we see
Yeah.
that everywhere. But I like the fact that you always holding your own. You know what I mean? Like, you're not giving up. You never get, you don't give up. You don't give up because it is important to you. What you do is important to you. So I appreciate that
Mhm.
about you. So we're
Mhm.
not gonna go. We're not gonna. Anything else you want to say? Let
I
me
know.
take one out of
I
the
think.
middle so that you can.
I
Anything.
think for that question, I think that's all. I'm sure other things will
Okay.
come up as we continue to chat.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So, John, can you tell people you are one of the youth leaders, correct? And correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, technically yes.
Okay. All
But
right. So go ahead. You wanted to add something.
no, I was just going to say, I mean, technically I'm not really youth, but what
But
you
you
know,
almost youth. You're almost youth. You've been there not long ago. Let's put it
you-
that way.
I'm actually a really old person, but in terms of the way our Ghanaians we perceive youth, it's like if they don't see you as really somebody with gray hair and stuff like that, you're considered youth. So we don't really have like the cutoff like how it's really defined.
How
But
old
yes,
you have to be, like a
yes,
limit, age limit
yes,
to be
yes,
a
we don't
youth
really
leader.
have that.
Okay,
But right now, yes, I am the youth vice president for the Siena Youth. So yes,
that's good. So who's the president of this Yana Youth right now?
Hannah Loco, she is
Oh,
the president.
Hannah is the president. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And don't feel old. I have organization that have they are youth leader and they're like, they're in their, you know what I mean? So you are not old at all. So you are right where you need to be. Okay. So I wanted to ask, how did and I want to put this out there as a disclaimer. I know last year as Atlanta, our theme was supposed to be all about the youth, right? We didn't make it. We didn't quite make it. How did you guys do as far as the youth and the program that you guys had in Denver? How did that go?
So we I'd say we had some discussions because we wanted to make sure that the young people contributed to the plans for what they wanted to see at Siena. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we were not able to execute everything. We were not able to finalize all the discussions and stuff like that. But for the ones that we were able to talk about, example, the fashion show thing being included in the Derby, we were able to do that. We
Mm-hmm.
also had a singles night
Mm-hmm.
event.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that did not really pan out very well. The reason being, I think the young people were not really aware on the day when it was happening in the room that it was happening at, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just thinking the announcements could have been better because I remember hearing some kind of announcement during dinner or something like that, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody maybe heard about that. So we only had like a few people in there, and I guess because we did not really have a lot of people, that
Mm-hmm.
didn't really, work out so well.
Mm-hmm.
We were also planning to have like a career session. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, things just I guess things just became a little jumbled, and some of the plans that we had really did not pan out. So
Yeah.
uh, for the next Siena. We definitely hope, especially for Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot more young people. They will be able to definitely execute this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I wasn't going to bring this, but you brought this up. You brought up the singles night. I wasn't going to bring it up. So let me bring Abla in before she's like in the backstage. Okay, so the singles night, I was not there. I agree that I was not there. But I heard a lot about it. And we're gonna come back to the youth. I'm just gonna address this for a second. And we had this on a Thursday night. And I know Thursday night this year a lot of people came on Thursday, but at the same time, a lot of people were not there. Like I wasn't there this year because I had, an engagement I have to be. So a lot of people did not make it and they missed it. And a lot of people who are there, I don't know if people are ashamed now to be single. I don't get it. I don't understand. Or embarrassed to be a single. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with being single. It's not doesn't mean that you're a bad person. I'm single. Abla, are you? You're single, right?
I guess you put me on the spot.
Love the spot.
See how she just
It depends on
responded?
who's asking the question because
Depends.
I don't like
Depends.
unqualified people trying to submit an application. So it depends on who's asking because I don't want any unqualified person trying to submit an application.
You know what happens. But the good thing about submitting application, the good thing about application is you just deny them. You just cross it. You just see one, you cross it, you keep moving.
Sometimes you deny them and they refuse to deny, or they accept the denial.
In your heart, you already denied it. You just move on from there. But so Abla and I right now, we are single. We are not afraid to say it. I'm saying that on her behalf. She's not afraid to say it. So it's nothing. We just don't want, you know what? You never know. Abla, keep your mind. You just never know.
Yes.
So I don't know if people were just offended by the name singles night. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But from what I heard, people were not going. And when they went, I heard that people just opened the door. When they opened the door, nobody was in. They just left because nobody was in. But the thing is, if you open the door, nobody's in there. If you don't go in, the next person is not going to come. You know what I mean? So you open the door, you don't see anybody, then you leave. And somebody come, they open the door, they don't see anybody, they leave. So we have to have communication. We have to do a better communication if we're doing something like this. And we have to have a time set for this. And I will recommend that the host, you bring some people in there and stay there till you get enough people in there to encourage people to come. You know what I mean? So I don't know how we went. I was saying that I missed it, but I guess I didn't miss anything because it didn't really happen. So that is one thing I wanted to add on the singleness. We have to do better. I talked to Winfred when he was here. I gave him my advice. I said, if we have to do this, we have to do better and maybe do it on a Sunday, because Sunday people are always looking for something to do. They end up getting stuck in Tolly's room, Tolly night. Because they don't have anything else to do. So maybe we can plan something. I hope Denver is hearing me and he heard what I said. Maybe we can have that, on Sunday night, because people are always looking for something on Sunday night, and just play good music and you see
Dallas, right? Not them.
Oh, sorry, Dallas. I meant Dallas. Thank you for that. So maybe we can do that and just have a good music playing. You see everybody and their mama there. So that's my thing I want to bring up on because John brought it up.
I agree with what you're saying. Definitely, we need to plan or reprogram this, right? And I think the Sunday night would definitely be a good time to do it. Maybe also, I guess, I don't know if we should have like a single sign up thing somehow. I don't know how we'll do that.
This is where you're not gonna see Abla. So you know what? Because right now people are doing it the way they are feeling. Maybe we don't even want to have a sign up anyway. It's just whatever comes. Whoever you feel, you just show it. But we have to have a good communication. We have to have good programming. We have to have timing, right? And we just have to have a good DJ in there, and then good things happening. Even they don't talk to each other, they can just dance. You know what I mean? And just dance. And that's just I just think that we can plan it better. We can do a better thing. But I think Sunday, we at least try it and see how it goes on a Sunday. Because when we come back to the picnic, you're walking around, people are tired and they're looking for something to do. You know what I mean? They're just sitting there looking for something to do. And then you end up going to Toli, and then they're sitting there, they can't listen, they can't understand anything. People who don't speak away, because you have to speak away in Toli. You have to speak away, and
Yeah.
people don't understand it. So I think that if we do this on a Sunday and we coordinate it better, I think we might have, a success story. Anyway, let's leave.
I also agree, because
Mhm.
I was getting messages from people on Thursday like, I'm not there yet. They shouldn't do the singles night tonight because they're not there yet.
Right.
So I did pop in, and so when I went in there was actually at least maybe like 10 people in the room. So I actually have like a little
Oh, you
video of
actually
someone
saw
saying like,
10. Okay.
where are the single men at? And I was just like, so they
So it
had the
ended up being
DJ,
just
they
women.
were dancing, but the room was small. And I think another thing for singles night, I think we would need an MC for that night. Like someone
Yeah.
needs to actually like
Right.
guide the night and
Right.
open the dance floor, like
Yeah.
do some games, like make it actually
Yeah.
really interactive, because when it's just
Yeah.
music and you just
Yeah.
go dance. So they relocated from the singles night to the oldies night.
That's
That's all
what.
that
Yeah.
they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
like when people
Yeah.
weren't coming. So I think doing it on Sunday night, or doing a part one and a part two, maybe. That
Yeah.
way, singles night part one is your first date, and then Sunday night is your last date. If you want to
It's
know,
too
if you want
much.
to,
Doing it first day and second, that's just too much because they have a lot to plan, right? So we just, if
yeah.
they can just consider
But
one night,
Sunday, I think, yeah, I think
yeah,
Sunday's good, because the jazz night in Atlanta,
it,
I think
it
that's what
was good.
inspired the singles night, because
Right.
it looked
Right.
really, really nice.
It
And
did. It did.
yeah.
It did. So that's
So
what I was saying. If we don't, we need to do something besides Holy Night on Sunday. We just have to.
yeah,
We have to do something different. We have to give something different than just Toli. If we're not going to take Toli away because it's tradition, Siena tradition, I get it. But not everybody likes to hear dirty jokes, and not
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
is married. So, and we have people who are
People want
married
some
to white
wholesome
folks.
content.
Yeah, yeah, we
It's Sunday. It's Sunday.
So for
exactly. We
singles,
just came back from church, and we just came back from and then we like here, like, okay, what's happening here?
yeah.
So that's all I'm saying.
I was going to
Anyway,
say, so for singles night, are we going to have a way to, I guess, vet people? Because people who are not single are going to definitely get in there.
Yes.
So
we
Yes. That's actually that's actually a very, very, that's why I don't like to say it, because there will
people
be very unqualified people that will go into that room.
I do
And
agree.
then,
I agree with that.
yeah.
John, A4 Cornelius, I believe, said this a lot before the convention. We
Mhm.
asked on I think on one of the show, and they asked him, how are you going to how do you going to make sure those people in there, they are really single? They
Good
said, look
enough.
at them. You can't really, people, not everybody wearing ring anymore.
You have to
Not
look for the tan line.
you, maybe they're divorced. You know what I mean? So you
Are
really,
they should bring the papers, because
That's
I don't
extreme.
even know.
some people's wives like to fight. I'm
They
just
do like
saying.
to
So
fight.
we
They
don't want
do like
anyone
to
getting
fight
hurt because of someone's
because of
mischief.
yeah. I know. The next morning you're gonna be seeing people looking at you like crazy eyes. You're like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? I'm just saying. So we need to figure out how we can validate that you're truly single. So
See,
that is one
this is
thing.
where the pre-registration comes in. Hey, we have
To let your marital status. That's very
Yeah,
true,
are
actually.
you married or single? I think.
yeah, we let
And
people
then have wristbands according to those colors as well, too.
like that. We let
Okay, now
people
we're
know
just doing
that.
too much. Now
I mean,
Dallas would be like, "You guys get off my
If
get
you
off."
were to, but
well,
at least she was like, oh, green, this one is not available.
This is not available.
Or red, rather, red, stop. No, red is married.
That is so
we need to
crazy.
find a system, because it's definitely going to be
Yeah.
hard. I mean, there are
It's
people
gonna
who
be
might
hard.
be married. They may just want to be in there to observe, and I
Yeah,
don't know if you want to allow that. People are
I don't
coming there
know.
trying to do serious business, and then there are
Right.
people who are like, let me just go in there and see. I don't,
I know. I know.
it's
I know we
definitely
have a
going to
lot
Yeah.
of bad
be
boys
difficult.
out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know we have to have singles night. If you just end up with all women, that's a problem. So Abla was talking about having an MC. MC has to be a guy, at least, because everything they say single is always 90% is women. Okay, we are not just the only singles. We have men. I don't know. They need to be involved as well, because single
Yeah.
has it has to be a man and a woman, right? So it can't just be women doing that. But I also we're going to encourage the women. If you are there, then stay. If you stay and the man comes and open, he's gonna see, oh, there are prospects here. I can go in. So anyway, we need to leave this singles thing out of the way. We're gonna have to discuss more.
We also have to, you know what, before we even change, I think the issue too is some of the men don't know how to talk to ladies.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, that's another conversation. No,
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put that out there, but they don't
right
know how to talk. The emphasis on ladies. They don't know how to talk to ladies
Okay,
in a respectful way.
let John get a word in. Okay, John, I think you're dying to say
We
something
probably
right now.
maybe we need to do a 101 talking to women. 101.
We need to
An
do that. I'm
etiquette
gonna
class.
bring you back
Yeah,
in. We
yeah.
can discuss how do men should be talking to women, because I have a problem with that too. So ABLA,
Mhm.
let's hold that for another time. We can
Yes,
focus.
we'll come back for that
But
one for
right
sure.
now, yes, let us take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
You are welcome to Sienna 2025. Come and have a unique experience in Dallas, Texas.
Ago na miapete milemiakpe bemiva 32nd annual Sienna Convention Le Dallas Fort Worth. Dallas. Big D. Miva yabakpong tepe. Aha. Sienna 2025. Mano bobo edolo. Miva midwaza. We want me at the Cornwall Friday evening. Sunday me our picnic. Me our church service. And all les zanzazata miniva.
Tata nyo prevo fonyo mi do bonsoir na mi lo. Mi do bonsoir na mi apata mi de kuku na mi be mi kro mi ape famille o valo. Mi kro mi ape famille o mi afa po Dallas da. Mi ado azan. Azalo.
Azase.
Azale kongbe.
Azale wow.
Okay, guys. All right. So I was talking about singles night, and my son just messaged me. He said, we are talking about singles night. How about speed dating? speed dating. How about, what is a speed dating session? Okay, that's another thing. So
Yeah.
Dallas, if you hear this, speed dating session. So that is a suggestion from my son. I'm like, should you even be talking to this or suggesting this to me? But he's old enough. He's an adult, so he can. But just suggesting it to me, I'm like, you know how we are. Yeah, African parents. But David, I hear you. We put it out there for Dallas. So Dallas, speed dating section. That's another suggestion for you guys. All right. So guys, welcome back.
One new thing I was going to say. Sorry. There's this pop the balloon. We could bring that out. I'm just saying.
No, this is good. Go ahead. What is it?
Pop the balloon Dallas edition. Airway Association Dallas edition. I think that would be fun, actually.
Nicole, have you seen the pop the balloon thing?
No.
Oh, you need to watch that.
You have to watch it. There's so many different. So the original version is, I think, but the girl's name is Arlette
Moody.
It's BM's wife. I think it's a Congolese artist. So that's the original show, but there are like so many other diabolical spin-offs now. So it gets hilarious. So I know there's like a Ghanaian version, a Nigerian version, and it gets funny.
The Airway Association version for that. I think that maybe this will be the cure to the singles night.
The singles night.
So yeah, this one we would have to get applicants for sure. We have to get applicants.
Yeah. So let's have that conversation with Winfred. Or maybe let's have that conversation. I think it's not just him actually. Julius. I think Julius is the program coordinator, convention coordinator. So I'm sure he's listening. Let's have choices. We have choices. We have options here. So let's discuss those options. So guys, thank you very much. I'm neglecting our people, our viewers. So let's see who is online right now. Let me see. So we have, I'm not sure. You guys will know all of these people with their login. Yes, they're saying sign up for what? I'm not sure. It says, yes, maybe we change the title. Yeah, he's talking about singles night. I'm sure that's what he's talking about.
Oh,
yes, the music. He's agreeing with the music too. We need a better music. So it's a lot of the, he said, don't worry, MCT is in the house.
Okay, we have a free MC.
You said free MC in the house. Okay, so we have Aku. He's
These comments are funny.
they are single. It is single. We need
We
Sienna
need
FBI unit. That's to figure out who the singles are, right? To figure out to make sure that we have the singles. They are truly singles. Dallas is hearing you. We are here. Thank you.
Yo,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you for hearing us. So I think we can introduce quiz about Ewe tradition and history. We can do that too. We
Yeah.
can do that too, for especially for youth. We can
Yeah.
definitely do that for youth. So, guys, thank you very much for your comments. And all of you who have joined us, I appreciate you. It's a lot of comments here that we really appreciate. Thank you very much for joining us. So, guys, we did say we are going to focus on the youth. So going back on youth. So first of all, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for being here. Mi ato, mi dak benami. Mi nyabe mi le do anglais voire. Ne mi be mi ado gbe ame vea. Eni aleja jiji. We are never going to end this. And I encourage you guys, encourage me be mi anokpla English vide. So if you are anokpla anglais vide. Les filles, but we can't. If we're gonna continue translating, it's gonna be too long. Donc, mi le do anglais sous bon voix. C'est parce que mi le jibe noa ba jiji sous bon. Donc, mia no se mi ave encore vide ne mi do question de ne mi glonyare mi se gomoa mi bio mi la expliquer na mi sans problème. Donc, mi la continue mi le pomposo si ananti mi le pomposo de vieux surtout jeunes programme ko la na nina jeune et nous que jeune la no game mi la ho ola sugbon les siana ola no participer mi ave programme parce que pour le moment mi me le donne de na jeune kudo jeune donc a mi la discuter ben am ke mi la woye mi la na no la marché nyore les mi ave jeune parce que mi hia jeune be wa no programme ami et mi le pomposo célibataire. Mi be singles night à célibataire parce que mi au programme aller Denver marché sous bon parce que mi pognon nous mi pognon sous nous marché donc a mi que les discuter sans donc mi dit Denver ba au singles night à célibataire be programme et ni a show on ba non vraiment excitant voilà là ouais mi be ba considérer dimanche au lieu de jeudi parce que dimanche à mon souvent les on la participer voir jeudi à mon pauvre à mes souvent pauvre donc à mi que mi les discuter hein puis faire mi la continuer bien programme so guys thank you very much for hanging in with us we are having fun here but we have a goal here to achieve right so we are saying this as a fun but it's really not so Dallas I'm glad that you're in the house that you are listening because you have to listen to people. And most of the time we ask people advice, we ask people, what do you think? And then we just dismiss it, but they are the people who are coming. They are the people who are, supporting. They are the people, it's a vacation. They're coming on a vacation. So we have to listen to people and we have to consider. We can't make everybody happy. We know that. No matter what you do, somebody's going to say something is short. But we can listen to the feedback and find a medium. For the betterment of the program, Siana, the betterment of the participant, the guest, and the betterment of the host as well. So speaking of guests, my next question is going to be, we talked about the challenges. And John and ABLA, the challenges that I saw in Atlanta as far as youth is concerned, it was lack of commitment, lack of participation, and it comes from parents. We have to start from parents because if parent does not give permission to their children, you cannot go and pull, their children. You cannot force it, right? So it comes from us putting the information out there. It comes from the parents empowering their children and selling Africa, selling Siana, selling our culture to their children. It comes from us as parents. So it is important that we put this in their mind. We have to encourage parents to do this. We have to encourage parents to I always say sell, but honestly, it is selling Africa. It is really, you have to convince them. You have to do it for them to see. You have to speak about Africa. You have to speak about the culture. You have to do it for them to see. You have to speak the language to introduce them so that they can speak it. So what do you guys think? I'm going to start with John. What do you think we or Siana needs to do to improve, the programs, to improve the involvement, to improve the participation of young people? What do you think?
Yeah, that's definitely a good question. So I was discussing this with Abla the last time, but I think we need to have a redefinition for this word youth, because of the people that are put or lumped into the group of youth are not technically young youth. So if we can maybe put it together as maybe young adults, that would definitely increase some of the participation, because some people, especially those who were born here in the US, when they are past the age that's technically youth, they will not agree to be called youth. So if we want them to participate, then we want to redefine that word youth to include, the young adults as well. And I feel maybe if we call it a young adults group, or maybe a group that will be inclusive of, people who are maybe in their early 20s or even early 30s, that will definitely increase the participation. Because, I mean, some of these things that we're talking about saying youth, I mean, single people are like to 20 something, I don't know, 20s all the way to like in their early 30s or something, even some in their late 30s. And if you're calling this a youth program, if they really like bent on the definition for youth, they're not going to show up. So it brings about low participation. Also, like you said, we definitely have to, involve parents. And example, when I was there on the day of excursion, there was this young kid that, did not want to participate. Like, he did not want to go for the excursion, but I was like, hey, there are some young people going as well. And I tried to talk to the parents. Finally, I was able to convince, the dad was going to get on the bus for the excursion, but it was a little too late. They made up their mind, I'll probably say about 10 minutes too late, and the bus had already gone. So I feel some of these things sometimes, yes, talking to the parents definitely help. But then also, I guess the redefining of, the group at large is would definitely help us. And then also we need to have programming that will, definitely entice people in the age ranges to, to want to participate.
Right. I agree with you. And we are talking about when I in Atlanta, I had the most important conversations at the picnic 2023 when we had Siana, right? And this young people, I was passing by doing my videos, and they called me over. And when I came over, I almost said the youth, and they didn't respond to that. And I'm like, excuse me. I said, is it a youth or young adult? They say young adult. So I have to correct myself. I said young adult, so I came to them and they give me feedback. They were feeling left out. It was a lot of them, but they were on the side. They were feeling left out. And they even gave me, and they didn't want to be on video. I really wanted to record them and just to show our parents, but they didn't want to be, because you know how our family, African parents are. They did not, and they told me they don't feel comfortable. And they talked to me even about their parents, the way they're treating them, the things that are going, the things they need from us. And I gave a suggestion to them because I didn't know all their parents. I gave suggestion to them, but then, we never heard anything back. But they were so open, and they were yearning for our culture. They yearning to know. They want to know, but we are not exposing it to them. They made it a point to come to the picnic because they saw my video. When I did the video of the park, I showed the waterfall. And they came with their bikini, ready to, they came to get, into the water. But then when they got there, they're like, you have to pay to get it. So they give me feedback because they felt comfortable with me. So they told me, they said that my video was misleading because I did not tell them that they had to pay to get their bikini on and get wet. So we had to have that conversation, and I had to apologize to them. I said, honestly, I got that feedback. And next time I'm doing anything, I have to get more details. I have to make sure that if there's a pay session or something people have to pay, I have to be able to disclose that. You know what I mean? So I have
Yeah.
learned that from them. And they were honest enough to tell me that that was misleading. They were disappointed. They said that at least if that was available, then they wouldn't have felt left out. That would have given them something to do. They were really excited to see that, but then they came, they had to pay, and they were not planned. And I promised them, I said I want to pay them. I was ready. I said, let's go. I'm just going to pay for you guys to go enjoy yourself. At least you can use your bikini, put your bikini on and get wet.
Yeah.
And then by that time it was, they wouldn't have enough time to do all of that. So but I learned that, and I learned it that we have to call them, instead of saying youth. Sometimes they feel, they feel offended actually when you call
It's
them youth.
offensive. It's
They
very
feel
offensive.
offended because young ladies, they want to feel grown up. So when you actually calling them like younger than they are, they feel offended. So that name probably making them offended. Like, I'm not even going there. So changing the name to young adult, I do agree with you, and I recommended that before. We probably need to do that. We probably need to change it to young adult because we have more of them, and they have better ideas, and they can talk to us. They can tell us what they want. We give them power. We need to give them power, and we need to have them do their thing. We need to have them plan these programs. We need to make sure that they are involved in it, not just something we plan and just pass it on to them, say this is what you're going to do. If they start it from beginning to end, they're going to be more inclined to be part of it because this is something that they plan for their own needs. So that's what I will say that we need to do. We need to think about. And when the time comes, we have to invest, because when they have the plan, then we refuse to give them the money that they need or resources that they need. How are they going to make it? So Sienna,
Yeah.
I'm speaking for Sienna to hear, for the leaders to hear that if that time comes, we need to empower our young children. We need to give them the opportunity to do this, but at the same time, we need to be able to support it financially and every other way. We have to support it. We have to help them. We have to make them feel that they are important. They have to feel like we are all in it for them. And I just encourage the parents, they can't do it without you. They have to really be involved and empower their children and give them the freedom to do so. Anyway, that's what I wanted to add to that. Abla, what do you think?
I agree. But at the same time, too, it's the parents do need to push the culture, but the parents also need to meet their children where they're at too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think for me, I can understand for those who are born here, there's another layer of the disconnect between our parents and then the children, their
Yep.
children, because now there's the disconnect in culture.
Yeah.
Because when we're leaving the house, we're American. And
Mm-hmm.
it's only when we come back home, that's when we're
That we are
Ghanaian or
right.
Togolese or we're away.
Right.
So we're going out and we're being exposed to this American culture as well too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're spending 8 hours a day at school, you're 8 hours at work, and we're only having 4 hours at home, you can imagine you're going to be a little bit more Americanized too. You're going to be more into the video games and the TikToks and whatnot. So I think another thing too is the parents also need to sit back and try to understand their children
Mm-hmm.
and understand them first before you force the culture on them too.
Right.
Because what I've
Right.
also seen is some parents have just driven their children away
Mm-hmm.
because they don't take the time to actually even understand them as a person
Right.
first
Right.
and then push the culture on them. So it's, you know your children, and you just have to find a way to do it. I mean, doing the basics, bucket in the bathtub, cooking our cultural foods, explaining those things, those are the bare minimum. And I think just starting from there, but in a loving way, will keep your children in the culture.
Yeah.
Teaching them how to dance, like, Friday night, instead of watching a movie, just put on some Agbaja, Bobo. This is what we used to
Right.
do back. I don't know,
Right.
however
Right.
it was done. Just teach them how to dance.
Yeah.
Show them some things that you did that were fun when you were young as well too. Be
Right.
it like, show them that you were also a young person and that you are a
Right.
human being.
Right.
And I think you'll be able to connect with your youth and as well too.
So what I want to just to say to what you both of you said, just to prove a point, is my son. So he was born in Africa. So when he came to the US, he wouldn't want to wear any African clothes. He doesn't want me
Mhm.
to even speak to him in a way, especially at school, especially in front of people. He wouldn't want anything because he want to blend in. He want to fit in. Already you have an accent. You don't speak the English. So even doing that, he did not want it. And he had a problem when I spoke to him. So I did not force it on him, but I continued speaking. I didn't care. It's not like I was doing it to hurt him. I was speaking to him and he would respond to me in English. At one point, he understood. As far as clothes is concerned, all the clothes that he brought back with him, he would not put it on. When he's going out, he would not put it on. It makes him, I don't know, I'm like, he was ashamed or whatever it is. But I'm telling you, the way I wear my, he knows, I'm like, my African culture is like, I have more African stuff in my closet than none, right? So I wear them and I speak to him about our food. I speak to him about culture and I brag about our culture, where we come from. Continue doing that year after year. Today, he's wearing our clothes. Today, when you have African food and American food, he'll choose African food. Today, he still listens. He can hear me. He will respond in English, but he understands our language. When he goes back home, somebody's planning something bad about him, he's going to listen. He want to understand that these people are trying to do something, bad to me, or something, they're plotting something against me. If he goes back home, a grandmother is talking to him in a village, he's going to understand. You know what I mean? So we can't force it on them. We just let them see it through us. We have to do it because he see how proud I am with my culture. So he got in. When I'm going back home, the only thing he asked for is fabric, pants and shirts. He will ask for that. And he's wearing it to church. He's wearing it. He's proud and wearing them. So we just have to walk the walk. Yeah. We have to walk the walk. We have to show them. We can't force it on them. We have to show them. We live here, but we are not from here. Our culture is very, very rich. There are bad things about our culture. There are good things about our culture. They have to understand all of it. So we just encouraging. We are not here to tell anybody how to raise their kids. We are not here to judge anybody. We just want our youth, our young generation, our young people, young adults to be more involved, to love, to start to be involved in our culture. And it can only be better for us because I always say that our youth is our future. They are our future. Yeah, so I want them to be better than us. They have to be better than us. And they can't do it without what they're learning from school. They cannot do it with what they're learning from school today abroad. We have to be part of it. Anyway, so the disclaimer is out there. We are not teaching. We are not trying to judge. We are just encouraging. We are just saying what we think because we hear our young people speak. We hear them tell us what they will need from us. So we are just here to encourage all of us. We cannot do it alone. Just speaking here will not do it alone. We need the parents. We need everybody. We need even the young people to be involved in all of this because we just want a successful participation. We want successful involvement of our youth in Siana and outside of it as well. Anything else, John, you want to add to this?
No, I think I mean, you said it all. ABLA has said it too. So definitely, encouraging and not forcing is definitely the way to go. Because in America, you cannot really force anybody. It's all back home where you're trying to talk to your children. You want to listen, you can give them a knock here and there, but here you can't do that.
You can't.
Yeah, you could do that. They'll leave the house because they can afford to go, work at McDonald's and pay for their rent, So
exactly.
Encouraging is the way to go.
And creating a safe, we also have to create communities for the young people too. We have our, then that's something that the local associations, I think it's the parents, and they should also talk to the leadership of their local associations on what they're doing to keep the youth, because to be truthful, I think it does make it easier to have an organization, because I don't think I would be as involved with the culture as I am, the way I am, if we didn't have the ABLA Association, and then if we didn't have our dance ensemble.
Right.
I would not be here. That's just the truth. I would not be here. A lot of the people that I grew up with, we would not know anything about our culture if we didn't create something for the youth. Unfortunately, that's the one thing that we created in the community that's lasted this long. Our DC ensemble is going to be 40 when we celebrate in 2026. So that just tells you that Yeah, the ensemble will be 40 years old as well. So
Oh wow. Okay.
that's I think that's one of the things I think DC has done very well, that I think the other associations really need to actually sit down and figure out what are we going to do to involve the youth? Are we going to teach them dance? Are we going to offer lessons? Are we going to do like maybe at least maybe like a LA Bible studies, just something? Because now we have Zoom, so there really isn't an excuse as to
Yeah.
why we can't capture the youth.
We
So
can do it. Yeah.
it's also we also need the associations, the leadership to also be acceptive of the youth. Because what I've realized too is it's not every association that's willing to give the youth the seat at the table.
Yeah.
Some associations do not want to deal with young people whatsoever. I'm just going to be very blunt about it.
Yeah.
They do not want to deal with young people. They don't want to hear what they have to say. They don't respect them. They think that they're morons and don't want to hear it. Meanwhile, there are other associations where they're pushing the youth and they don't have youth. That they want them, they want to give them the opportunity and they don't have the youth. They can't get them to come. They can't get them to participate. So it really does also boil down to local leadership, making sure that they're creating a space and a safe and comfortable space where there's someone that they can trust and talk to. Like Dallas, their youth, they engage with the president. So like I saw it, I'd never seen that. It was very nice. Like he came in, was like, you guys want to go bowling or somewhere? And they went somewhere. So they went on an additional excursion, and then they came in their numbers as well. So it's also creating that space within those associations as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. So it's amazing. Sometimes we are thinking that our children don't know, but they learn a lot, and they know a lot. It's amazing when you just listen. You just sit there and listen to what they have to say. It's amazing what comes out. So it's important that we listen to them and we pay attention of what they are seeing and what they want from us. We just have to be willing to do that. We have to come halfway.
We have to meet them halfway. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we're in a great time now too, because I think I mean, I know people are indifferent to it, but we're in a time where Africans are trending, where we're cool now. When I was growing up, it was not. And this is probably why your son was probably like not trying to speak the language and didn't want to wear the clothes, because when I was growing up, we were bullied and beaten up for being African. Like you brought jollof rice. Ew, that stinks. What is that? Now, can you make jollof rice? Can I come and get some jollof rice? Now they're calling. Can I have some of that fufu? But back then, nah. Your coat smelling like fried fish. It was a terrible time to be an African. I mean, I'm proud to be African, but it was a terrible time as a child to be a West African. But now with the Afro beats and, Davido and Dirty December and all that kind of stuff, the youth are embracing the culture even more and more. So we can't let this pass us by. We have to hop on this train and bring them
the
in.
advantage. Yeah. And you know what I also say what I noticed? Wakanda. Have you guys watched the movie Wakanda?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but
are you serious?
There's a movie called Wakanda. Are you talking about Black Panther?
Oh, sorry, Black Panther.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because the way people related it to Africa, I said that's not the real Africa, so I didn't watch it.
I mean, it was a nice movie.
I support everything, but I never fully watched the movie.
I have to give you a prescription right now. I need you. I got a homework assignment. Homework assignment. I need you to watch. It
was actually a good movie.
Panther.
No, I know it was good.
The clothes on point.
John, I'm not even talking about that. After Black Panther.
Yeah, everybody.
I don't know if you noticed. That's when people started. They actually were more loving of African culture. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Yeah.
But after Black Panther came out, people actually thought that Wakanda, that's why I kept saying Wakanda was a real country.
Yes.
I promise you. I promise you. So now people are starting to love our cloth more, our African fabric more after that. I literally tell you, I cannot tell you how many times people are like, oh, so have you been to Wakanda? Yeah, I have. I tried to correct them, but at one point I just gave up. I'm like, if you're going to keep asking me this, I'm just going to feed into it. So people thought that it actually is a real country. And people, when they watch this movie, they still think that it is real. After that, they are feeding and they are more welcoming. Now, when you wear your clothes, they're, oh, it's nice. But before, they'll look at you like, okay, where you come from? So I'm going to say that Black Panther also played a part
Yeah.
in our culture, being more accepted and in the society, and we have to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very, very important. So Abla, don't forget, I'm gonna ask you next time. John, you are here. You hear me. You hear me tell her that is her
How
homework.
long do I have to complete the assignment? Can I get like 90 days?
Part 1 and part 2 actually, so you need to.
Hey.
Yeah, it's more than just yeah.
It's not a bad movie if you.
No, I know it's not a bad movie. I never just had the interest. I think the reason why, because the way people were hyping it up, it was like they're coming to learn about being African. I'm like, you could just call me and come to my house and learn about to be African, because it's I don't know what you're gonna learn there, because that's not the real place.
You have
So
to
that
watch
I think that's why I lost interest in it, because it was like this
no,
fake
watch it. It is good. And
African thing.
No, and watch
I mean,
the Women
movie
King. If you
overall
have
is
not
good.
watched it.
Yeah, but I know it was a good. Yeah, I know it was a good. I mean, they won
You have
awards.
to
So I
watch
won't knock
Women-
that. Yeah.
Another one for you to watch is The Women King. You need to watch that.
That one,
Yeah.
that one, A1. I love that one.
You
If
have to
ask
watch
me
The Women King.
between those two, between
You're
Black
gonna choose the Black.
Panther,
Yeah,
The Woman
The
King.
Woman
is
King.
the Woman King.
Yeah.
That movie was like spot on.
It is amazing. When you watch that movie, you feel proud to be not just women but African women.
Yes.
You know, you feel invincible.
And that one, the reason why I love the Woman King was because
Mhm.
that was a real
A story.
a
Yeah.
real
Story, because that was the one that they talked about Dahomey, that one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that one I'll watch, because I feel like when I heard, I was like, okay, that one is real.
It is
That's a
real.
real place.
But you know, I went because of that. I went to Benin last year. So when I did my 3, Ghana, Togo, Benin, I was there. I was like, I just felt like I have to be there with the statue. I was there in front of the statue. It was just amazing. It's amazing. So I want you. Those are the stuff you need to watch. Your homework for today. You didn't know you were going to have homework, but
I didn't know I was gonna get homework.
Okay, so let's
So-
see who is in the audience. So if it says, first of all, the youth have to find interest in the African culture and accept the flaws that, we agree. They're good, bad, and ugly everywhere. Every culture. There's no culture that is just perfect. So they just have to understand and accept whatever it is. And they can show us if there's something to do better, we can do better. They have the brain. I don't know. We're talking about this. They're talking about the singles people again. I think he's talking about singles people. He said we cannot raise our children on Western cartoons. I agree with you. That's all we're preaching here.
There's this cartoon. I think it's
Yeah, it's true.
Achille and Me. I think that's African. I guess. So
Yeah.
There is one, so we can use that.
And not only that, there was a young lady, Dr. J, a woman that was selling books at Siena. The books are written in English and in Ewe as well too. So we when I say we're living in a different time, like if you go on Amazon right now, I'm almost certain you can probably find Ewe flashcards, because the Yorubas, the Igbo people, they're doing it. I mean, honestly, this is my charge out to those who are watching. Create some type of educational something for for the Ewe kids. If you know some stories, TikTok, record it on TikTok instead of sharing these plastic rice videos on WhatsApp.
Crazy stuff.
Record a video talking about these are Nancy stories. Like I have an auntie that here in DC, she used to do this gong gong beater thing that she would recite in church when we were young. Like I was even telling her, just go and get on YouTube and just record that. You're sitting in a chair and record that as well. And share it.
Yeah.
And it really, honestly, we're in a time where we can just do this thing for free. That there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to come up with things to teach our kids.
We shouldn't. So you saying, you were asking, do we have Siena? We have.
Yes.
There is a Ewe association in Canada. So we do have it in Canada. So you're asking, it's not Siena is Siena is the umbrella of the Ewe association of all the associations combined. So Siena is not. So if you're looking for something in Canada, you can definitely we do have Toronto, right? We have one.
We have Toronto and I believe Ontario. So if you go to sienaonline.org, you will be able to see the list of the associations and then contact the person in Canada. If not, if you're able to, I guess, reach back to Nicole, we can get a number for someone to contact in Canada so that we can get connected to the Ewe associations there.
Yep.
And maybe if you're in an area where you don't have an association, maybe you can start one.
You can start one. There you go.
Like you can start association. We only have 20. I mean, we have 50 states and counting. So I mean,
right.
some
Right.
states have multiple associations. With Texas has 2. So
Yeah, exactly.
start
Texas
one in
has
your neighborhood, in your area as
start
well.
one, definitely. And you can, if you can't start one, you can join any of these. You don't have to be in that same state to join. So you can also join us. They say right now being an African is a trend amount of young generation. It is. It is. It is. Back then, well, that's what we're talking. They say booty.
Yes, they used to call us African booty scratchers.
Oh God.
And then
We've
they used to
come
do
a
this.
long
Then they
way.
used to mock the South African language. I'm like, okay, tell me what I said.
Crazy.
That's what
It's
they
crazy.
did.
It's crazy. We've come
I
a long
personally
way.
never experienced that because I mean I've only been here 12 years, and I don't know if at that time it was really a trend, but I've never experienced that. But to be frank with you, what Aku is saying, I think that's probably Sarah. But if she's the one, yeah, whatever she's saying is definitely true. Right now,
Yeah.
it's fashionable to be
It
Yep.
is. It
it's
is.
it's fashionable to be a
Mhm.
minority. It's
Yep.
fashionable to be a woman, actually. So
Definitely.
right now,
Definitely.
It is fashionable to be a woman.
the reason why I'm saying that, to be frank with you, and
Eligibility.
even looking at like the LGBT and all that,
Yeah.
right? Like it's fashionable to be all these things that are considered minority because and when it comes to like example funding,
Mhm.
they're funding all these things. If you're a minority right now, you're trying to start something, like
Yeah.
if you want to do something for the young people, definitely this is a great way we can possibly
Yep.
find some kind of funding, be able to organize things so that
Yeah.
people, the young adults or the youth, all inclusive learn from, so definitely a great time to be in right now.
It is.
Yeah,
It is. We just have
absolutely.
to take advantage. We have to take advantage. Somebody's giving you kudos, Abla. Let me see. Who is it? It says great interview. Shout out to Abla. That is
Oh,
Facebook.
Dr. Jamashi.
Oh, you know who that is?
That's one of our leaders. You know what, Dr. Jamashi is someone who is always pushing the young people and
That's good.
creating a seat at the table. So our DC leaders, I think, are the ones. She used to be in DC. I think she's in one of the North Carolina associations now.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, she's awesome. We have a lot of wonderful leaders that came from DC that really gave a platform for you. So fun fact, Cultural Night actually started in DC in 2010.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
started that, and somehow that got taken away from the youth. But that was actually
so it
youth.
was
That was
for the
actually
youth
youth programming.
program.
And our president at the time was Mr. Agbonito. But all of our leaders, they gave us, they would let us do our thing with that. There was no, you're gonna do this, and this is how we want you to do it. It was what do you need from us, and we did it, and we kind of copied what we did like in college ASA show.
Yeah.
And that's how the Friday night was born. And
Okay.
so we got to give it back to the youth. But I just wanted to, thank Dr. Jamashi and all of our leaders in DC for, always giving us that opportunity. Because I realize now it's not every city or state that
Right.
has such leadership and allows the youth to actually really do their thing. So
Okay.
thank
That's
you.
good. Thank you. I bless it. Thank you. So we have gradually they will come around. So we
Yeah.
agree. We just can't give up. Definitely. I agree with you. We cannot
Yeah,
give up.
consistency.
We cannot give up. Justin from Canada. Thank you for what tap you are doing. Okay, thank you very much. So we have I remember her. Don't worry. I think it's right now. I think
Okay, I guess there's a personal conversation going.
yeah, I think so. A Woman King is on fire. So yes, you do have to watch it. We all agree.
Okay.
Good recommendation. Okay. I guess all of you need to watch The Woman King. If you have not watched The Woman King, I'm giving you a homework with Abla. So all of you have to watch The Woman King. At least that. Even if you don't want to watch.
Maybe we can have a watch party, like Sienna youth and young adults, and we all just watch, and then I don't know, just chat and talk about it, and then we'll let Nicole know that we completed our homework assignment.
There you go.
We should plan for that, actually.
Yeah, let's have a movie night.
That
Yeah, I
would
think
be
we can
really
do that. My
nice.
church does something similar, so I think we can pull it off.
That's good. So we have something to work on. So I love it too. I think they're talking about The Woman King or Black Panther. What is the full meaning of Sienna? I'll give that to Abla to give you guys.
Sienna is Council of ABLA Associations in North America.
North America. Yep.
Yeah.
So I wanted to test you and see if you know. So because you're
Oh,
CBC.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody didn't know that would be a little bit of a
I
shame,
know,
I
right?
guess.
I'm like,
By now, I should at least know what it is by now. Yeah.
I was about like, I was telling myself, oh, Nicole, what did you do? Just jump in and just do it. But that would be a problem. I see you are blessed. So you have some supporters.
Oh, Rita. Hey. Kisses. That's my buddy from Chicago.
You have people. People are watching you. There you go. You have a lot of.
Sometimes
Where is John people? Where are my people for John?
Hey, I have people on there.
Your people, John
they're
people, you
just
need
being
to
shy.
get on the comments. People for John. You guys say,
yes. Shout out, John.
I bless people are my people too.
That's true. Yeah, we share the same people.
They need to shout out to you too. They need to shout out to you. So this is my person. So Monsieur Daji. Hello, this is my friend from a Togolese friend. Thank you very much for joining in. Okay, there you go. I have one too. So there you go. This is one for everybody. So great job, Nicole ABLA and
Thank you.
So we have one for all of us. So thank you guys. I'm just doing this to recognize you guys that you are important, your participation important, that you are interactive, because the whole point is that we want to be involved, we want to be interactive, we want questions, because we are doing this not just for us, we're doing it for all of us. That's why we're encouraging everybody to be on here. So thank you very much for your comments, guys. I have John ABLA. This is
Matilda.
Okay.
Hey, Matilda.
Oh, John, somebody's loving your hat. I saw you adjust it a few times. All right.
Yeah. You got that at Sienna, right? Was it you or no? I think, there was somebody selling lots of nice hats.
With that guy, right? You got it at Sienna?
Yeah, I think I got it the last 3 or 2? I'm forgetting which one, but yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, guys. When you come to Sienna, there's vendors. You can get hats. You can get one like John got as well. So our cool is Father Abraham, AMAGLO. We are here for you both. Okay. I guess your hat makes you a father. You did a great job. Thank you, guys. Okay, so we're gonna get away from the comments, but thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate you. Stay right here. I want to just for us to take a quick break, and we're gonna come back for your closing comments, guys. So think about your closing comments. Before I actually do that, one thing, I played the intro. The promo for Dallas, and you guys seen it. Let me try and play it. I hope it doesn't take the whole screen. And I like their intro, because let me try and do this and see.
You are welcome to Sienna 2025. Come and have a unique experience in Dallas, Texas.
What I like about it is the youth. Well, we have to learn to say young adult. I have to learn that myself.
Well, in this particular video, that's the youth.
I know they are youth, but still,
they're youth.
We need to learn. We need to learn. So I love the fact that they started it with them. You know what I mean? So I like that. And I told Winfred that, and I told him that I like that. And I also like their introduction, the way they took the stool. You guys watched it. You saw it.
Yeah.
John, did you see it?
Yes.
You sure?
Oh,
you were not there. You watch videos?
Yeah. So.
Okay. So they had a lot of the young adult and the youth involved as well. Yeah. So that's one thing that gives me hope, that, we are going to see something different. And it's not just them, but you guys, DC people, you guys, I think you guys going to be involved as well. So I'm very much looking forward to what, Dallas has planned for the youth. Well, okay, here I am saying the youth again, the young adult, the youth and the young adults. So I am excited about that. But just seeing them being involved, the participation of the young people gave me hope. I was very, very excited about that. The way they came in numbers, and even the young men. If I play this video, it's going to be too long. But seeing the young men dancing, behind, they didn't feel comfortable, but I can see them dancing and trying and smiling. That was just awesome for me. So I am very much looking forward to what, Dallas has for us. And especially now that they are working with you guys, DC people, you have a lot. You started it. You just said you started it. So working together, I'm excited to what is going to come. So we're gonna take a quick break and just play something for Dallas, and then we're going to come back and get our closing comment. So, guys, we thank you very much for joining us again. Thank you for hanging in there. I want you to, to stay right here. We're just gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you. All right. So, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for hanging in with us. Thank you for coming back. So, those of you who are viewing us, just joining us, we are here. I am here. My special guest with John from Denver, and then ABLA from DC. We are just chatting here, just having fun, and just, at the same time, making sure that we get our point across. No, nothing, no, what do you call it, intended. But we are just, making sure that we address the things that we have seen. and the things that we think it will help the youth program going forward. So we thank you guys for hanging in here. Abla, I am seeing a lot of comment here for you, so we're
Oh,
going to look at it in a minute. But I thank you guys for being here. Miato ndak pena mi be mile kami kudomilo. Egbe ami do anglais subon e sibele ke ngloni ne anse parce que ne mi be mi awa egbe ami vea ela jiji unu yenti ye mi le do anglais vile subon egbe et puis mi mjibe noa ibava jiji subon entia am dak pena mi be mile kami kudomi mi le pomposo mi abe jono nti parce que mi le di mi abe jono wa participer lisiana mi le di be wa mi abe jono wa kpla mi abe culture wa ton mi abe culture long oldo la nya enuko fiko soa il est important be mia parents même be mi le duame mi le africa mi le dubu me voire mi dola wodo 20 bena mi abe vio nya fike mi soa odola se mi abe gbe odola long mi abe culture vo mi mante forcé o mi la wodo kudo game amia fion mia so mia de so fion ne wa continue kudo parce que no miewa ne mi gba le fi o a me ke le ja continue kudo mi ave culture amerique pe mi le ja continue so mi ave vi o donc elle est très très important be mi apompo so nous ke mi la wo ye mi la améliorer mi ave e jeune be e mi a e le ko la no o la no participer wa be participation kudo e nu nya nya so mi ave culture onti o donc aye mi le discuter gbe e m dak pe na mi be mi le kame kudo mi. Thank you guys very much for hanging in there for us. We appreciate. I think today is the actually one of the first show that I had with a lot of comments here today
oh
because
wow.
because of John and Abla. So we had a lot of comments for you here. So I'm excited to see that. So guys, I just don't want you guys. You don't just come on the show just because Abla or John is here. I want you to come back next Sunday. I want you guys to come back next Sunday and keep this energy going, okay? I don't want this energy to die. I don't want this energy to die. So I want you guys to come back with this energy next Sunday. So guys, I am going to I think somebody says, let me show this Abla. Abla, you are beautiful. I
Thank
don't know.
you. I appreciate it. Thank you. You're very
I'll
kind.
make sure you see that. So and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, there is you are awesome, Abla. Okay, I'm so
Thank
proud of you.
you.
So
Thank
YouTube
you.
user is a doing that for you. It's a youth arise. Yes, arise.
That's Tanya.
Young adult, young adult, arise. So we need them to
That's
arise.
another future leader right there.
Oh, okay, there you go. It says, can John tell us about the African Youth Advocate?
Mhm.
All right, there you go. What is it, John?
All right. So I run a nonprofit called African Youth Advocate. So basically, we are in Denver, Colorado, and we basically try to do different things with the youth. Especially when we started, it was around COVID, so we were more. I say we were more focused on healthcare, so helping families with like education on vaccines and also hosting like clinics for the young people and their families in our communities. This was really successful. We actually had multiple people. I don't know if we'll probably be in the thousands for
Oh, okay.
vaccinations in Colorado. We partnered with organizations like the state organization like CDPHE. We also had partnerships with Immunize Colorado and some other organizations that are local. Currently, we also work with our wing in Ghana, and basically
Okay.
we've been trying to help young people, especially those on the streets that don't really have much to do. So yeah, we have a lot going on. We have plans for like youth mentorship, as well as other programs that could definitely get the young people out there instead of them staying home and just being on YouTube or just being on social media. So
Right.
that's something I run with a couple of people, but the main person that I'll call out would be Joshua Amewo.
Yeah.
vice, and he's currently the vice president of our association in Denver, Colorado. So that's
Okay.
that's something that I have going on.
That's good.
Mm.
That's good. You see, that's something I didn't know. So without your comments, I wouldn't have known this, and this is
Yeah.
awesome. So
Well,
thank you.
I didn't bring that up because I thought this was going to be like a Sienna,
But
you
it's
know.
still youth. It's still
I
youth.
know,
You know, we want to know what is happening out there.
I
So
didn't
thank
want
John is being very modest. John helps other, like LA youth outside of Siena. In fact, he helped a young lady a few years ago. She had a scholarship to school here in the States, and
Mhm.
basically helped this lady raise funds for her to come, so that way she can at
Oh,
least attend school here.
right.
And and he connected me with her as well too, so I was able to also also help her as well. But I think there's more than one. I think it's like 2 students I think you've helped that I
That's
know of at
so
least.
far. I mean, so far I say about 4 or 5
Oh,
people.
see, 4. It's even more.
wow.
See,
Okay.
the
See.
resume is longer. I only know of 2, but there's 4.
I
So
mean,
Okay.
John does a lot
Good.
of like good work out there to help our community as well, outside
That's
of
good.
all of this.
That's good.
So yeah.
And I like the fact that it's not like you brought it up. Other people brought it up. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we don't want to do that. And sometimes it's rightfully so. We do things we really don't want to brag about because we're not supposed to brag about it. It's between us and our God. But then
Amen.
for other people who are saying it, I think the best way is other people also, bringing it up. So I appreciate Aku for bringing this up. So now we know what you're doing out there. We're not saying that you all should call John and say, but all we're saying,
well, they should call me and donate. That's definitely a
there
good.
you go, there you go, there you go,
So
there
just
you
go
go.
to
You should call.
AfricanYouthAdvocate.org. That's our website, and also if
Okay,
you, if
all
you
right.
can if you go on.
John, you should put it in the comment yourself. When we are done here, you should
Am
put
I
the
able to do?
Yeah.
yeah, you can do that. So if you're able to, if not, after we are done, you can put it in a comment and let people know where to go.
Okay.
And Aku did say that. I think that's why you brought it up. He said John is very humble and his action are
Yeah.
taking.
You can
So
see it in the
we
fruits of his
appreciate that.
labor for sure. You can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. So thank you very much. So we're gonna start dying down. I know we are having so much fun. I wish
Mm.
stay on and carry on and continue on with our movie. Watch more movies on here, discuss all of this. But every good thing has come to an end for now. So I am going to ask you guys, I think this might be my last question, unless you lead me to something else. What is your recommendation or advice for Dallas? So, John, you guys just hosted. So what is your recommendation or advice for them, not just for the youth, but in general as well? But we have to include the youth in there. What would that be? I'm gonna start with you, and I'll come back with ABLA.
Yeah. So one of our recommendations, which will have to do with the banquet, is definitely for them to stick with plans that they already have. One of the things that I felt slowed some of the banquet day up a little bit was the last minute switch in plans for rearranging table numbers and stuff like that. And I don't want to go into details about that one, but
Mm-hmm.
initially we had like I don't know, there was a plan in place, and I guess things got switched last minute, and that last
Mm-hmm.
minute switch up definitely delayed things a little bit. So if we don't
Mm-hmm.
want that delay to happen, Dallas needs to make sure they stick to the plan that they have in place, and
Mm-hmm.
if they execute it, they should not try to switch things up last minute. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Also, I mean, I feel Dallas already is on a really good path. One of the things that we probably did that did not help us was having people register without making payments.
Mm-hmm.
We really were expecting that people are going to be held. People are going to stick with their word, and once they register, they're going to show up. But a lot of people ended up not showing up, and we had made plans for them, and we kind of had a little loss over there. So definitely the way Dallas is doing it, making sure people are paying for their registration, is definitely a great thing. And I love the fact that they are not allowing people to jump the fence to go do hotel reservations, but then they have to register, and then they actually give the rooms to these registrants. And that's definitely a great way,
Yeah.
because people people are literally hoarding rooms. One person is not registering, but reserving 20 rooms because they can do it, and they're not getting penalized for it. They're not making payments for it, and
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, they end up not really using these rooms, and that's really
Mm-hmm.
harming us, And Abla probably can talk more to that piece of the hotel reservation because she's in that
Yeah.
space as well. But yeah, that's for the banquet night. I mean, for other things like how do you call it, excursions and stuff, I think one of the things that we did, and I think it was great, was not waiting for people to come do last minute payments and stuff like that. And I think that really went well, although we still had some people that wanted to pay. And also, I guess, communication, we had some kind of miscommunication when it was time for excursion.
Mm-hmm.
It was not really rectified quickly because the time that was communicated, I believe, on WhatsApp or something like that, was not the time that people were really supposed to show up, and that caused a little bit of issues. So definitely, they have to make sure they vet communications before they go out, at least from multiple sources. So it's not like one person sending an 11 o'clock and then it's actually supposed to be 9 o'clock. So
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely something to look at. And then overall, I'll just say, that there are going to be people who are just going to be complaining. We need to learn to stick to plans. When I was driving, I had people who wanted me to leave because they were ready to leave, and I told them, no, we have 5 seats left, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
leaving until this
Mm.
is full,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a 45 minute to
One
1 hour.
drive. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That will leave people who are just trying to also get to the destination, all because they left 5 minutes early. Some
Mm-hmm.
people didn't like it. And just like we said, people who are older, they sometimes disrespect people who look
Mm-hmm.
younger,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we have to talk to them a certain way. And yeah, it's not always the case. So even if you're young and you are in a leadership position, you should be able to be strong enough to withstand some
Mm-hmm.
people. So
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
that's really all I'll say, because I
Mm-hmm.
really stuck to my plans, and some people didn't like it, but at the end of the day, they understood and realized, okay, they were being irrational. So
Yeah.
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 yeah,
Yeah.
that's really all I can think of right now.
That's good. That's good. And thank you very much for saying that. And by holding on to, because I remember how we were going from terminal to terminal, everybody, because I understand that people are tired. They flew all the way from Ghana or wherever, and then they are tired. So I understand that. But at the same time, it is our job, just like you did, to explain to them the reason why. And at the end of the day, everything works out. Everything worked out at the end of the day. And you guys, did a great job. So I remember when you were saying the feedback, I agree with the last minute, the banquet change. I was there. Black was there while we were assigned to change the numbers on the table. So I agree with you that that is something that it needs to set in stone. It needs to set in stone. I mean, no matter where you sit, you're still going to see everything that's happening. You know what I mean? And that's why we have to encourage early registration. If you register early, we talked about this with Winfred last Sunday. If you register early, then they can you won't have to be going through all of this. So we have to register early. And one thing they are doing, and I actually went through this with their website, it is you can do all of it at the same time. When you are registering, you just select that you are going to be needing hotel. And everybody should be needing hotel except those people who are there. Even those people who are there needs a hotel, right? So they included into the registration. So you have to select that you need hotel. So they'll do the reservation for you. There's no credit card down or payment. So you can register that way and pay for just your registration today. And they say that if you register and at the end of the day, you couldn't make it, things happen. They say they'll refund your money back. So that is the promise they gave us. And I went to the site myself and experienced this. So you can go and select, and this year it is 219 versus 230 something. So it's a little bit cheaper than usual as well for the registration for the full package. So we encouraging people to register early so that they can plan for you early. And one thing that you just said, John, I didn't realize this was happening. We're allowing people to you are just taking people on their word without payment. I did not know that. I did not know that. But that is one thing I would say. If Dallas is watching us right now, you don't ever want to do that. No, it's a no. Because if
What
you
am I
say,
saying? Let me just clarify. It wasn't just like people saying that, oh, I'll be there. It's people. So we had a system that was used. We
oh,
a new like a website that we were trying to implement, and Denver happened to be the first to use the
to
version 1.
use it. Okay.
And basically, that system allowed people to register and then either come on site and make payments in cash
I
or in
see.
card.
Okay.
And after they had registered, we even followed up calling all these people. Are you going to show up or are you not going to show up?
No.
They said they were going to show up and they were going to pay in person. And
Mm.
that's kind of threw us off. And yes, if you ask me, I'm going to tell Dallas, do not
Don't
allow
do it.
me to reserve a spot saying they're going to come and pay. At least, they have to pay either the full registration or a part of it that would not be refundable if they decide to cancel. But then again, there are going to be deadlines. So if it's like a week to, the convention is the deadline, after a week you're not getting your money back. That's definitely
Yeah.
how Dallas should go about it, so they don't
Yeah.
lose. Because if you make plans, for 700 people and only 500 people show up, and they have food served for 700 people, you're going to be the one, paying for that
Right.
extra 100.
Right. Right. Okay. So thank you for clarifying that. And I'll just say, don't do it. Just don't do it. Just make sure that and that's what they promise. If you do pay, you can get your money back later. I think that's the best way to do, but we have to pay upfront. You have to pay before you get there. Otherwise, you don't want to get into this. You do not want to do this. So that's not good at all. Thank you for that. Thank you for letting them know of that. So hopefully they heard you. And I do agree, just keeping up with what you plan. Encouraging people to register early so that you're not going back and forth. You're not changing plans at the last minute. So thank you very much, John, for your feedback. Now, ABLA, you have any last comment or advice for Dallas quickly? What do you add to what John said?
What I would say, just to add on, because I agree with everything that John said. First, I think part of the reason the floor plan situation happened, I think, is my fault. So I'm going to take full responsibility. The youth room was actually it was also in the way, and they wanted to take the room down, and I refused to allow them to take the youth room away.
Okay.
So I apologize. I apologize. I created some of the confusion because I was very adamant that youth lounge remained intact from Friday all the way to Sunday. So that's part of the reason why there was some confusion. So my sincere apologies to our seating and protocol team in Denver, because I know we worked really hard to put that in place. But what I would suggest, on top of what John also said, is I think our communication, because again, we're in a season of where technology is at our fingertips. I think we should adopt a video messaging system instead of text message, because people don't read. We can send out as many updates and notices, but people do not read and follow the instructions, and then they inconvenience themselves, because we are putting the information out there. But we also need to do a better job of educating our attendees, because for a lot of the attendees, they don't travel at all. They don't understand what going to a conference entails. They don't understand the hoarding of rooms, how it inconveniences us. So I think if we also kind of educate our people, because some people learn these things because they're going to work conferences. So for those who don't, we have a big population who probably doesn't. I think we need to take the time to actually share some information. There's some things that we don't need to kind of keep to ourselves, that the public should know. That way, like registering on time, like left to me alone, there will be no on-site registration. It's a big inconvenience. It's not fair to the staff that are there. It's not fair to those who've planned it in advance, that they that know in January they're coming, and then you just showed up. So it's unfair. And some of the people who are paying on site, they know since January they're coming. So those are the little things. I think if we explain why we really need you to register in time, we need your money in hand, so that way we can start buying things. We can start saying, okay, we can afford to do this, but you can't plan with hypothetical money. I don't do, and this is my professional advice, despite what some others might think, but this is what I do for a living. So I'm saying this from the desk of a planner, is better communication. We need to educate our attendees. Help them understand what what goes into the process of us, going to contract to get the hotel. Because a lot of them think when they book the hotels, it's their right to do that.
Right.
It's their right to hoard as many rooms. Like, people have their own logic to things. So that's my own thing, to do video messaging instead of just the memos.
Messages, yeah.
Let's, and we don't need to do the Dagbaja bubble in the background. Just like a straight send a news update and then just go straight to the message, and then that's it. 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Whatever's written on the memo should be also in a video, and maybe that's something for PRO and not really Dallas, but I think we should adopt that.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing I just want to add out of all of that, and John, ABLA, we're gonna have to come back. You guys will have to come back on here. So let's plan this and come back and have more discussion. But I also want to add being on time. Dallas, I told Winfred this. We have to be on time, because that situation at the banquet, because of that, people didn't get to dance more. Because of that, things did not move the way they're supposed to move. It's just that's one thing we have to walk about. On top of everything else we said, we have to consider time. We have to make sure that we're on time. We have to stop enabling African time. We have to let's stop enabling African time and just change that mentality. But guys, it is so much we can discuss here, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to table some of the stuff and then come back for it. John, I thank you very much for being here. I know you just gave your advice to Dallas, but what is your closing comment? You have any closing comment? Shout out to your people in Denver, people in Togo, in Ghana, your youth, wherever. I'm giving you the floor for your last, comment for your people.
Okay. Well, I'd say my first and main shout out to go to my mom. She's actually listening, and she was asking me if you are from Togo because you're speaking, is it Aneho Ewe or something like that? So I'll definitely send a shout out to her. In 2 days, she's going to be 81. So
happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mama.
Wait, John. So how do we sing? We have to sing happy birthday to your mom right now. So I don't know. We can't sing it in a way. I don't know a way. Happy birthday.
I don't know how to sing it in a way.
Yeah,
but says all I know. The only other.
So we're gonna sing. So 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I can hear John's voice. Okay. Happy birthday, dear her name, Mommy. Happy birthday to you.
Hip, hip, hip.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthdays. Yes.
Happy birthday. So, John, continue. Sorry.
Yes, and then I'll say a big shout out to the Ewe Association of Denver, Colorado. They have definitely done a phenomenal job. From the planning stage all the way to execution. And like I said previously, I started mentioning some names, but now I realize if I'm not careful, I'm going to leave out so many people.
Yes.
Everybody did their thing. The kitchen women, they did their thing. I'd say everybody literally made sure this convention went smoothly and successfully. I also want to give a shout out to all our people who came from out of state and jumped in to help us out to execute this. Some people definitely were not told that they were going to be drivers. Some people were not told they were going to be leading anything or jumping into helping with registration and stuff like that. But when they got there, we were able to put them in. We did not pay them any money, and we definitely made sure they used their time. I also want to say a shout out to you, Nicole, for setting up this platform for us to be able to talk and be able to have our young people come on and listen to us and be able to engage and possibly come back again. But yeah, overall, I want to say a shout out to everybody that showed up at Siena this year. You guys looked wonderful. We had so many people asking questions about people who were dressed locally, and that was definitely a great thing. Those who were at the hotel staff were just like beaming from ear to ear, especially on our cultural display night where all the chiefs were dressed
Mm-hmm.
in their traditional gear. You know, they
Yep.
were intrigued. We actually even had, I think we had the security guy, instead of him go around and dancing and enjoying himself.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I think we definitely left a lasting impression on the people
Yes.
of Loveland. So hopefully the next time it comes back to Colorado, you guys will get to see Denver. I know people were a little upset about, you know, having to drive 2 hours to go for an excursion, but I hope it was worth it. But the next time you come, hopefully it's not going to be that long of a distance. But
Mm-hmm.
thank you guys for showing up, and yeah, I'm glad to be a part of the Ewa community at large, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Thank you very much, John. That's so sweet. So we are going to go with Abla. Abla. So I know we have already got, just like I told John, what is your closing comment with your people? A lot of, shout out on the chat here, especially
Yeah.
on Facebook. But what is your closing comment to everybody?
Okay. Well, I can't see all the comments, so forgive me if I'm not responding to you, but my greetings to everyone that said something nice and lovely. I appreciate all the kind comments. A shout out to all of my DC people, the Volta Ensemble, past and present, all of the DC leaders, past and present as well. God bless you all for, I know I said it earlier, but just thank you for giving the youth the platform and always trying to push the youth. I know we still trying to rally up the youth, but I appreciate you all so much for always encouraging me, imparting words of wisdom, and to me, just, the support has been wonderful, and I know that we'll get there. We'll get our youth involved. So God bless you. Akben amikata. Mwah. Love you all.
Okay, all right. So I have a comment here from Ruben Lawson. I think he's you in DC now. Ruben, thank you very much for joining in. I really appreciate you. He has always been supportive of mine since day one. So thank you very much. For Ruben for tuning in. So guys, I am definitely I have enjoyed this. And like I said, I think we need to do this more often.
Yeah.
We have things to think about. We think about the movie thinging, and then this one I did not forget how men should know how to talk to women. We're gonna talk about especially our
There's
African
so many
men.
important topics to discuss.
So
Yes.
many important topics we need to come back to discuss. But I really enjoyed this. I appreciate you guys for coming in and being honest and being comfortable to share your thoughts and share the things that you are doing and the things that you want to do. And I appreciate you guys, your love that you have for Sienna and the youth, and things that you are doing for the youth as well. So guys, I just want to say thank you guys for hanging in there. Like I said, you guys, I've seen a lot of interaction with John and Abla more than I have ever seen, and I want this to come back. Do
Okay.
not come back just because Abla. Do not just come back because of Abla and John. I want you to come back anyway. Even Abla
Yes.
and John is not here, I am here. So I want you guys to come back, no matter who the guest is. I want you guys to come back because this is going to be interactive. This show, I want transparency here. And I want to be free for us to discuss anything and whatever. The only thing we are not going to discuss is politics because, we don't discuss politics. But everything else is important. We are going to discuss. If you know me on Chatting with Nicole, I talk about difficult conversations. I don't shy away from the things that people don't want to hear because it is important. So I thank you guys for hanging in. I thank you for being here. I thank you for the interaction. I love it, Ashley. So I want you guys to keep coming. I am here every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. GMT for those of you who are in Ghana or Togo abroad. So I thank you guys for hanging in. We have so much, but unfortunately, we have to stop for now. But I am definitely bringing John and Abla back for us to have more conversations. So I want to say that Sienna, Dallas, all of you that who are listening, we hope that you are taking the stuff that we discuss here into heart, into a consideration, because we did it to help. We did it for betterment of Sienna, betterment of the young people, our young adults and youth, betterment of the programs and their involvement. So we're doing it for them. We're doing it for us to get better, to do better, to be better. So we hope that whatever we share here is going to be taken. You guys will think about it and taken into a consideration so that it doesn't just die away from here, because we didn't just do it for fun. So we hope that, more conversations and you guys will ask questions and we're going to come back and discuss more. But until next time, I want to thank you guys for hanging in with me. I thank you for coming back. I thank you for your support. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate John and ABLA for being here, taking the time and being here. À peu près 2 heures et avoir mis les caméras kudomi et puis mi avec commentaire coup de toi Georgina va me le globenari prochainement mi trova ne mia même chose que mi ofifi kudo ABLA kudo Jona mi trova mi continue mi anova chaque dimanche me les filles 16h ou any à 20h et 20h ou bien 16h. Je me les fie chaque dimanche. Donc, à mia invité, mia hlon, mia kota mia vane mia onuya ensemble. Vandak bena mi be mi no kame kudomi, ak bena mi kaka. Les questions de l'A, même to chani mi gba pot vidéo après les questions de l'A monsieur Roda Milo. Vandak bena ma one mia kota miata. So, guys, John, ABLA, thank you again for being here. As I'm leaving here, I'm gonna leave you with a video that I received from Ghana, from Togo, at Bobozan. There were some activities at Bobozan. So as we close out, I'm gonna play the video for you guys to watch. This is happening right now. It happened last week in Togo. The young people are doing some performance. I just have a clip for you guys to watch as we end the show. So stay safe and blessed. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. Thank you again very much.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thanks, Nicole. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you too.